Go for it.
Oh, yeah. For pre-rolls today, you got to drop the mop because you know what would really benefit from some spring cleaning? Your butthole. Go to hellotushy.com/JRVP. Use the promo code JRVP to get 10% off plus free shipping on your first bidet order. That's hellotushy.com/JRVP for 10% off. If you're too busy to cook this May with Factor, skip the tray to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's got fresh, never frozen meals ready in just 2 minutes. Head to factormeals.com/JRVP 50 and use the code JRVP50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code JRVP50 at factormeals.com/JRVP50. Again, 50% off your first box. You also want to head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description of this podcast to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. That's policygenius.com. And finally, Manscaped, our old friends are back. If you're ready to unveil your beach bod, Manscaped's here to ensure your body's ready for the wild with their game-changing full body grooming and hygiene products. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code JRVP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code JRVP at manscaped.com. 4 pre-rolls means this show is overstuffed with pleasure, including hiccups, butt plugs, and our top 3 physical sensations, all coming up on episode 204 of the Jeselnik and Rosenthal Vanity Project.
JRVP.
Junior Vice President.
Cows run away from the storm while the buffalo charges toward it and gets through it quicker. Whenever I'm confronted with a tough challenge, I do not prolong the torment. I become the buffalo.
Let's go. A little different setup this week. I'm back at the home front. Anthony is in the studio. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my Around the NFL Lock Champion trophy right behind me. But Anthony, what is that quote from? Let's start.
Bro, are you seriously asking me that?
Yes.
What's that quote from? Aaron, you know what that quote's from?
Bones and all?
It's from Wilma Mankiller.
Wow.
Okay. It's Wilma Mankiller. I'm going to Buffalo this weekend, second to last club dates of the tour, and looked up Buffalo quote, and Wilma Mankiller came up, and that was the first one. I didn't do much work on this. I just typed in Buffalo quote, and then the first one. So there you go. That's what you got. Wilma Mankiller. It's a good name. I assume she's Native American.
I love that name. Have you done Buffalo before? Is that a good comedy town?
I love Buffalo. Buffalo's a great comedy town. I've been there to do a theater. I've never done a club there. I haven't been there in a while, but I do love Buffalo. And I love St. Louis. St. Louis was a great time. Had 6 great shows in St. Louis. Love that club. It's like a very small, low ceiling, kind of tight room, and just killed it. Had a wonderful time, but it was stayed at an all-time terrible hotel. I don't know what, my assistant had to book these hotels a long time ago, and she'll give me options. And if I see a Four Seasons or a Ritz, I'm taking that. But sometimes they just don't have that, or it's not that close to the club. And I picked a Hilton that was in between the airport and the club, and it was just, there's nothing. There's fucking nothing there. That I just sat in my room. And one of those hotels where it's 2 buildings, and I had to get to my room, I have to walk through the lobby, walk all the way through that hotel outside, go around a thing. I was just annoyed. I was annoyed the whole time. And I went to the club one night, and the sound guy comes in. He's talking to us. And he's like, "What'd you do today?" And my opener's like, "Oh, I did this, I did that." And he's looks at me, he goes, "Oh, you probably hung out all day at your room at the Four Seasons." And I was like, I fucking should have been, but I didn't. I stayed at the Hilton Fremont or whatever the fuck. It sucked. I'm stepping up my hotel game from here on out. I don't know where I'm staying in Buffalo. My sister's coming to see me this weekend, so that'll be fun to catch up with Courtney. But the shows are great. I'm loving the shows. Everything else about doing clubs, I'm over. I'm fucking done with it. And I cannot wait.
That was on you. What's the big... You could have stayed at... How far away was the Four Seasons? Probably wasn't that far.
It wasn't that far. No. I'm
It's
sure it was
you and your
maybe-
whole thing that I always got to be next to where I'm at. It's like that's your thing.
I think it's more an assistant thing. I think it's more, she was like, here are the hotels that are close. And I just, again, the hotel itself wasn't that bad. It's just there's nothing around it. It's like crossing a highway to get to a mall. It was not fun, but again, the shows are great. And every time I do clubs, which I do every time I go on tour, at the end, I'm just ready for it to be done. I'm excited for theaters, as I should be. In the beginning, you're figuring out the act, you're locking it up, and now I'm pretty much locked. And I can't wait to get to theaters. We're adding more shows. Just added a show in Orlando this week. Added a show in Halifax for my Canadian friends. I'm doing a festival. I think Bill Burr's the headliner one night, Seinfeld's the headliner one night, and then I'm the headliner one night. We're all the same. It's me, Billy, and Jer. You call Bill Burr Billy, you call Jerry Seinfeld Jer.
For sure.
When you're close with them, the way that I am. Right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron, when he comes in here, when Jerry Seinfeld comes in here, what do you call him?
Jer. What's up,
You call him Jer? Did you start at like Mr. Seinfeld and work your way down to Jer, or were you straight off Jer from the beginning?
No, I started at Gerald.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Mr. S.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at Jer.
Do you ever go with like Feldboy?
Nah.
He likes Feldboy. If you're close. If he respects you comedically the way he respects me, it's Feldboy. Gregg is not in the studio today. Gregg called me earlier, and I've had a day so far. I'm having some work done on my place. They're taking down some wallpaper, repainting some stuff, and so I had to be out of there I had to get up at 7:30 this morning, move all the stuff around, get out with Liz and Rummy, and then I had to go do a Zoom meeting. Liz has Rummy today. Went to go to the chiropractor. On my way out, Gregg calls me. He's like, "Hey, I know it's some bullshit. It's always some bullshit with Gregg." And he's like, "Oh, my wife is very sick. Like, can't move sick. Not COVID. Took the test. And she's fine." And I was like, "What do you want to do today? Do you want to call off the podcast? We could call off the podcast if you wanted." Aaron said, "I don't care if she lives or dies. We're doing a podcast today." Aaron was like, she's not on the fucking podcast. Who gives a shit? Fuck her. Right? Aaron, am I directly quoting you?
I mean, you're paraphrasing a little, but
pretty much
close, yeah.
Pretty much. And so we were zooming in Gregg. I'm looking at this right now. I'm looking at the screen. The audio is off. I don't know if this gets fixed at some point or if it just is going to be like this. If you watch the train wreck. Go on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and watch this because it's weird. It's weird to do, but I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's fun to watch and fun to listen to.
Well, you seem very understanding about Emeka being sick here. Ellis, actually, my daughter, is now watching my son Walker. She's actually going to feed him dinner before he gets picked up for baseball practice. So she's stepping up in the family, just like you stepped up, just like Aaron's stepping up. I mean, I think people are used to at this point seeing tape delayed audio a little bit, a little delay. Through the pandemic, I think they'll survive.
They shouldn't see a delay. It's just a monitor in front of Anthony that's got delay.
Okay. So it'll be fine. Because Aaron, when Gregg said that that Ellis was going to be watching her younger brother, Walker, I remember Aaron was like, well, I don't care if Walker lives or dies. I don't care if Walker starves to death tonight. We're doing a podcast. Is that right, Aaron?
It's really weird that I feel that way as a father, but yeah.
I mean, not a father to Gregg's kids.
No, that's true. They're not mine,
right.
So.
I don't care about other people's kids any more than I did before I had kids. I'm always like a little surprised when someone's holding someone else's kid or baby like for a long time. I just assume that's their kid because I don't quite understand being that nice to other people's kids. I admire it, but it's not in me.
I think that children are a gift, a gift from God, and that they're all equal, and they should all be treated the same. Well,
wait. So are you kind of, I wouldn't say phasing me out, but are you using Aaron more today? Is this what Aaron really kind of masterminded here with this Zoom idea? He thought, well, if Gregg's outside the building, I'm going to get more airtime.
Well, I got here early today. We started late because Gregg had to take care of business, pick up the kids and everything. And then we started later than we would have. I got here early. So I walk in today and it's just me and Aaron in the building. Billy's already left. Billy's left early, and I walk in and I go, hey, Aaron, and Aaron turns around, looks at me, and he goes, no hi, no nothing, just like, oh, this shit again. Because Aaron, I don't know, Aaron probably doesn't talk about this. Whenever they do a new podcast, they do many podcasts at All Things Comedy, but they take down the entire set and put up a different one for each podcast. So when I walk in, Aaron's breaking down the walls, really putting in 110% effort to make it look different than all the other podcasts that came before us today. What number is this for you today, Aaron?
Only 2.
Only 2?
Yeah.
So you just had to you had to come in this morning, set it all up for Joe Morisi, and then take down Joe Morisi's whole thing.
Yeah.
4 walls, put up a different red curtain.
Yeah.
And then you could really settle in. And you're going to a concert tonight, Aaron?
Yeah.
What concert?
First Aid Kit at the Palladium.
What's First Aid Kit?
It's they're like a folk country duo of sisters, I believe they're sisters. They're great.
Could be brothers though.
No, they're sisters.
Sisters, okay.
That sounds like something I would like. That actually reminds me to circle back to your whole concert thing. You got Bill Burr one night, Seinfeld the other, Jeselnik the third.
Mm-hmm.
Are you at all concerned about the ticket? Like, is this like a festival or?
It's a festival. It's
okay,
like the Great
so
Outdoors
are you concerned it's kind of like a situation where you go to like one of those 3-day concerts and it's like, oh, first night, it's Imagine Dragons, and second night it's Metallica, and then third night it's Sum 41. This festival is awesome, but in this case you would be Sum 41, and are you at all worried about that?
Not even remotely. I get paid the same. I'm sure I'm not getting paid the same as Billy and Johnny Feld, but I guarantee I'm getting paid more. I guarantee because I was like, I'll do the festival if I get double what Bill Burr's getting, which is double what Seinfeld's getting. So it doesn't matter. Like I assume it'll sell out. Who knows? I'm gonna put on a fucking hell of a show. I don't give a fuck who's coming before me and after me. I'm coming to kill. All right. I'm Dane cooking it up there. So enjoy me. Enjoy my set. Am I made for an outdoor festival? Not at all. But is Jerry Seinfeld? No, he's not. Is Bill Burr? Probably. Who cares? It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to do all these shows. Any show that's not in a comedy club, I'm fucking gonna swing for the fences. Saw your friend Lakeisha in St. Louis. Talked to her for a little bit. She came to a show. Get to hang out with her and her friend, and they're like the smallest green room of all time. That was my one complaint about this comedy club in St. Louis, the Helium, is that the green room was so small. It was like it made this podcast studio look like a fucking mansion. And so we were all on top of each other. Lakeisha came back for a little bit, got to catch up a little. It was nice, but I'm glad to be home. Glad I got to leave at like 5 a.m. tomorrow for Buffalo. But Buffalo, Indianapolis, and then I'm a theater boy. One weekend to make up in July, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm a theater boy now. Came back early Sunday morning, flew across country, and watched. Have you guys seen the show Outlast?
No.
It's kind of like Survivor, but it's like all these people get dropped off in like the middle of nowhere with like maybe like a knife or something, like a tarp, and they have to survive for for as long as possible. And then eventually there's like a challenge and they get off. And one of my friends recommended it, and it's great. It's like not only are people trying to survive, they're hungry, they're miserable, they're shitty, but they start fucking with each other. Like a big thing on the show is stealing other people's sleeping bags so they have to drop out because they'll die. And watching a guy go and steal sleeping bags and then almost get caught was riveting television. I really enjoyed Outlast. I like a good trashy reality show. And that's it for me for the week, really. I'm getting home repairs done, and I'm enjoying the end of the club run. How was your week?
That reminds me of my trashy reality show that I'm watching right now, which is Love is Blind Japan. So they have Love is Blind season 4, which was one of the great reality shows seasons I've ever seen.
Sorry to interrupt.
And a friend of mine.
Sorry to interrupt. But I watched the second half of Love is Blind season 4. Liz was watching it, and I was like, I'll just jump in, and hated it. And I'm sure the beginning part is the good part, but I was like, I didn't like anybody. I didn't care. None of them should have gotten married. Who gives a shit?
I mean, it's all the good part, but without it, it's like jumping into The Godfather halfway through. You're not going to get the motivations and then the backstory that goes into it. It's that level. It's that level of emotion.
I am the Godfather. Aaron, have you seen Love is Blind season 4?
No.
Well,
So I'm watching.
You better fucking get on it, Aaron.
Am I gonna have to review?
I'm watching Love is Blind Japan though,
Yes. In detail.
and it was recommended by a listener. I think you've met Emmy before, one of Emika's best friends, Emmy Tao. And she said, if you like Love is Blind season 4, watch the Love is Blind Japan, because it is pretty, I'm not going to like say anything about it, but it is insane how different the Japanese contestants are compared to America. I feel like you could write a thesis on it.
Like, is it trashier? Is it less trashy? Are they more like respectful?
It's definitely less trashy. It's less sexual. I mean, at least on the camera, like in terms of like what they're talking about, what they're interested in.
Like they blur out the penis?
It's totally different. And I feel like you could understand Japan and the US a lot better by watching both if you were into that sort of thing.
Is there anything, is it hard to tell people apart when you're watching the show?
That's terrible.
And,
you know
what I'm saying?
racist.
Like I'm not saying they all look alike. I'm just saying, is it?
You are.
They're more similar than the American counterpart, I would imagine. Because you got blonde hair, you got brunette, you got good skin, bad skin.
No, there's no problem with that. Although I have found in Japan, they think all white people kind of look the same too. So it's like,
Of
that's
course,
just how it
as
goes.
they should.
I guess this is how it works. But no, there's no problem. There's lots of different types. The women are much more dynamic than the men in general. The men are sometimes disappointing, but they're all very nice. I'm just saying, like, it is very interesting. It does make me feel like we're much more self-centered as Americans, but that's a broad stroke.
I've heard this. I have heard this. Aaron, have you ever watched Love is Blind Japan?
No.
No. Well, get on it, buddy.
Wait, can you tell if I look any different? Because I do want to mention as part of my week, because I thought you would find this interesting. I've started to go to a personal trainer for the first time in my entire life.
You look jacked. I was going to say something.
I'm only 2 sessions in.
Because Aaron was like, when Aaron was setting up the camera for you, I just heard him kept muttering, he looks jacked. And I was like, who's he talking to? And I saw you come up and I was like, oh. So what brought you to a personal trainer?
I've never been to a gym in my life. I have at hotels, I'll run on the treadmill, but I've never actually lifted. I've never lifted a weight in my life since high school. Our indoor track team once went to lift weights, and it was so annoying and embarrassing. I was like, I'm never doing that again. And I literally haven't, and that's shocking with the physique like mine. And I just thought I'm getting older. I've never started playing sports again like I thought. I play some tennis, and I just was like, frankly, I have the money to spend it. I was like, all right, let's try this. A friend of mine had one that he loved, and I was like, okay. Maybe I'll try this. See, it's out of my comfort zone, so try something a little new.
So is this like to look better on TV or just to feel better in general? Like, I mean, if you can afford a personal trainer,
feel better more, but look better can't hurt.
Aaron, what's your personal trainer like?
He's dead.
He's dead?
Yeah.
When did he die?
8 years ago, probably.
8 years ago. And you're not paying him still, are you?
God, I hope not.
Are you just doing the same routine he taught you 8 years ago, the last time before he died?
No, the routine dies with him.
The routine dies with him?
Yeah.
You got to get a new personal trainer, buddy. And how far away from your home, Gregg, is the personal trainer?
What's that, a gym like a mile away? It's close.
Okay. But is it like a corporate gym or is it like a independent gym? Like I go to Equinox. You know what I mean? Like is it an Equinox or like a 24-hour fitness?
No, it's like an independent, smaller gym, but they have stuff there. There is something very strange. I mean, I had to get over the awkwardness of doing this thing poorly and having some guy telling you what to do. But I'm on board. I'm on board for the ride. I
love it. And what I found fascinating is having had different personal trainers in my life, you find out more about what a personal trainer's life is like. And a lot of their job is just making the client feel good. Most clients don't want to do anything. Most clients want to show up and get credit and like act like they just worked out, but they don't really want to do the workout. So I remember like being like, my trainer being like, you're one of the only clients I have who like actually wants to do the work. I don't like it, but I was like, I'm here, I'm paying this money for an hour, let's go. And I'll recover afterwards. But most people, it's like, oh wow, you're so strong. That's like what they do all day long. Like, oh yeah, okay, oh yeah, you should stop. You should stop for the day. Let's do a half session. That's all that shit is. So if you just go and show up and work, it's fun. But I'm glad you enjoy it. Are you doing twice a week?
Well, that's the idea. Although in each of the first 2 weeks, I've had to cancel one of the two because of schedule stuff popping up. But yeah, that's the plan. For now, it's been once a week. And the thing I don't get, though, he's always asking me questions during it. I'm like, bitch, I can't talk right now.
I hate when they talk to you while you're working out. I hate it.
I'm like, and for the minute or two between things, it's like I need that minute or two to recover. I can't be talking about my kids. You don't give a fuck anyways.
Yeah, I guarantee you he doesn't give a fuck. Aaron, anything happened to you this week? Anything interesting?
No, just Mother's Day.
What did you do for Mother's Day?
Oh yeah.
Went to breakfast at a very crowded place in Northridge, Brent's Deli. Good stuff. And then went to Malibu later in the day. And it was gray and cold, which was crazy.
It's so descriptive, Aaron. I feel like I'm there. What did you do for Mother's Day, Gregg?
I like a cold beach, a cold Malibu beach, because then it's empty and you can run around. You don't get hot. That's what we do. What did I do? We went to Walker's baseball game. Ellis was gone. She had a sleepover camp. First time ever. That was a big step with her school. And then she came back midday. And I took Emeka out to dinner, just the two of us on Mother's Day, to that restaurant that me, you, and her went to downtown in December, if you remember that.
I do.
And it was,
I do remember. That's a great place. I would love to go back there. I forgot about it.
And then since then, she's been deathly ill. So I don't know if that's where she got it. We'll see.
Do you, like Aaron,
Yeah.
let's say Gregg's wife dies and the autopsy comes out that she was being slowly poisoned by Gregg. Would you be surprised?
I mean, I guess he's getting a jump on getting jacked before prison.
When people, someone's about to break up when they start working out a lot in a relationship. They're in a relationship. It's like, oh no, I'm getting in shape. It's like you are breaking up with your significant other. That's why you're getting sexy now. Gregg says he likes to go to the beach when it's cold so he doesn't get hot. I go to the beach to get hot.
Yeah.
I take my shirt off. People start sweating. Looks like they just walked out of the ocean. They're so sweaty because of me. I got my mom a check for Mother's Day and called her.
I forgot we also went to a carnival. I took my kid to a carnival.
On Mother's Day.
On the day before Mother's Day, Saturday. So I don't know if you've taken your kids to a carnival lately, Gregg, but it's so much more expensive than it ever was.
Well, I mean, how old's your kid?
2.5.
So what the fuck? What are you buying them? What do they need?
Well,
what do
like
they need?
tickets to the rides and then you get roped into a carnival game to buy them.
I mean, I don't remember what it used
to
to be. My parents weren't really carnival folks. We didn't have that sort of fun. But it always was expensive and one of my least favorite things to do.
My parents
is to go to the seaport.
My parents were straight up carnies, straight carnies, and we would sleep in the Ferris wheel. Like they would send it to the top and then turn it off and they'd go to sleep or have sex. That was their time to have sex when all the kids were at the top of the Ferris wheel. And I hated it. I didn't like it at all, but I'm amazing at carnival games. I can take that little gun and shoot anyone who's up against me. I guarantee it.
We did the Ferris wheel and Ruby loved it. But then as we were getting off the thing, I was like, oh, is someone actively welding this right now? And it was true. Someone was actively welding the Ferris wheel.
That's part of the carnival experience,
really
I think, is the act of welding while you're on the ride. I like when you sit down on a ride and there's sawdust everywhere because someone puked in it maybe minutes before you sat down. I mean, carnivals it's a lifestyle, if you will. Speaking of lifestyle, go ahead. Go ahead, Gregg.
I mean, I was going to ask or mention how I was always impressed. You would tell me how your dad would always time it because, you said they would have sex while guys were on the Ferris wheel. He would time finishing like right as the kids were getting off the ride.
No, my dad never finished. My dad always said if he's going to finish, he's making a baby. He's finished 5 times in his life. 5 kids. Every other time, he's holding it together. You know what I mean? He's not. He's only finishing for God, as he would say. So nice try, Gregg. But my dad's got the last laugh. And now it's time for Did We Get Any Notes?
Did we get any notes? Notes. Did we get any notes? Notes. Did we get any notes?
No notes. Nothing I can think of. Aaron, can you think of any notes?
I didn't get any notes.
Gregg, you get any notes?
No notes. You said we got some sweet books. So
We
that's
did.
good.
We'll talk about them next week. I'm going to read mine, I think, in time, just to ruin Gregg's recommendation. But we got a couple copies of a new novel that's not out yet from our friend Katana. Katana from a Riverhead Books. We love her. She sends us books. She likes when we talk about them. I'm talking about a book that got released today from my recommendation station. We are book influencers. Howdy. And that was, Did We Get Any Notes?
Did we get any notes? Notes. Did we get any notes? Notes. Did we get any notes?
Now it's time to take it down to a little place that's wife is never sick. It's Email Corner.
Email corner. Emails are a thing. Email corner. Email. It's email corner.
Guys, emails are a thing. No one can dispute that. Go look at the Bible. It says it in there. Emails are a thing. We like to let our listeners, our viewers at YouTube, email us at jrvpjuniorvicepresident@gmail.com. Miss Kim compiles. I read them. I send them to Gregg. We choose them. We choose them up. We choose them up good. And then Gregg reads them, and then I answer them. And Aaron just sits there with his thumb up his butt,
It's accurate.
Thinking about my dad.
I can't argue it.
thinking about my dad. Go
He's a
ahead,
handsome
Gregg.
older man. All right, let's start
My
with the
dad
emails.
is
Let's-
a smoke show. If you can if you find a man as good looking as my dad, over the age of 75, fuck him right now. I'll leave it at that. Because it's a rare thing to find a man that old who looks that good from toes to nose.
nice teeth. Nice
Great,
hair.
perfect teeth.
LC asks, what are our top 3 physical sensations?
Okay.
This is an interesting one.
Aaron, you're involved in this one too.
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to say, I think one of the best feelings in the world is getting to pee when you really, really have to pee.
That's a good one.
That's definitely top 3. Maybe it's not number 1. I think everyone's thinking orgasm. Orgasm is great. I have orgasms all the time, guys. I'm not just bragging. I do it. Okay, I walk the walk. But when you have to pee really badly and you run into that bathroom and you get to pee, it is I don't know if I would put that below orgasm.
It
What
depends on
what's your
which
number one?
orgasm. I mean, there can be like great ones, or like I had one like 5 minutes ago. It's like I had to stifle it. It's nothing.
I mean, the first one is pretty great when you're a kid and you're like, what the hell was that? Am I dying? Am I God? I don't know. That's an incredible one. That's the best. But I got to think peeing, which I do. Again, I'm not bragging. But if you want to call me bragging for this, then call me bragging. Okay? Call me maybe. But peeing is something I do on the regular.
Okay, so we'll go back and forth. Yeah, I thought of strange kind of ones too, and similar to the peeing, and it's more of like a painful sensation ending, but that does feel great, which is like right when the ice cream headache ends. That feels fucking great.
Yes.
It feels like drugs.
Now, if we're talking about an absence of pain, like I was thinking, because Emika's sick today, sick of Gregg. I think that like when you finally get over being sick, You know, you get like a little sick and you're like, okay, I need to take off work for a couple days. And then you're better, but you're not better. You're still sick and you feel like you're going to be sick forever. When you're finally not sick, that is a great, great feeling. But I'd put urinating above it. So I think, can we all agree that urinating and orgasm are top three at least?
Sure.
I don't know about the urinating. I mean, I hear you, but that's more of a relief. I would rather go with the ice cream headache ending. That feels like a wash coming over you, almost like a drug hitting or something.
You know what, Greg? You don't have to know about the urinating because I know all about it. Okay, I've got 3 toilets in my home, 2 bathrooms, 3 toilets. One's a floating toilet, as I've said before on the pod. So I pee. Aaron, you think you pee more than me?
I can't imagine I do.
Look at this. Look at the bottle of water that I bring to the podcast every week. This is my personal water bottle that I fill up. Greg's just got a cup. Aaron's got nothing.
I got nothing.
Aaron, you might as well be peeing into your fucking mouth, bro. Peeing's great. I'm gonna put peeing above getting rid of an ice cream headache for sure. But
okay, I've got another one for me personally.
Please.
And now I know this is unique to me and it's absolutely disgusting, but I like the feeling of having like a nail, you know, that you chewed off and then sticking it between your 2 front teeth and playing around with that while you're like in the car. It's disgusting.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting. No one does that. You rip off a nail with your teeth. That's bad. I don't do that. I don't do that because I don't know, fingernails fuck it up. And then you put it between your 2 front teeth and you play with it?
Play around with it with your tongue and stuff, yeah.
Okay. No. I'm going to reject that along with ice cream headache. My number 3, listen, there's an argument against this. And I know it's kind of gross, but I was talking to my mom last night and she was like, what are you doing for the podcast? And I was like, oh, we're talking about 3 favorite bodily feelings. What is it? What's the exact quote? Physical sensations. And my mom was like, oh, taking a huge shit. She was like, taking a huge shit is number 1. And I would include like really bad diarrhea when you it's almost like kind of getting rid of the ice cream headache. It's like, okay, it's out of my system. Getting something out of your system feels so good. Honestly, my 3 are all gross. It's orgasm, urination, defecation.
It makes sense. I can't argue too much. I had one on the top of my head right when you were talking that was immediately going to go to 1 or 2. I can't think of what it is right now, but another one I thought of that does feel good and feels weird is I like cracking my wrist.
Cracking, like rolling your wrist and
if just suddenly, I don't know, and then just like you get a nice juicy pop. That feels good.
That does feel good. I mean, there's stretches that feel good. Like Aaron earlier had said, what was the one you said, Aaron? Paying someone to kick you in the nuts as hard as they can. Was that your number 1 or was that just top 3? Because I've never done that.
That's top 3 for sure.
I've never done it. When you're famous, like I am, people do it for free. People will come up and kick me in the nuts. And I'm always like, thank you. That's top 5, but I don't know if I'd put it in top 3.
The price has gone down over the years. It's interesting like that.
It's true. Shaving your whole body. Throw a little Manscaped in. Having a clean shaven body. That feels good.
Sure.
Taking a cold shower.
Serious?
Taking a cold shower on a hot day. Am I being serious about shaving my entire body? No, but getting like a fresh...
I do like a cold tub. If you go to like a hot springs or whatever, I now go in the ice bath or whatever, and I do think it feels good.
Whoa, Aaron, check out Joe Rogan over here. Submerging himself in an ice bath. So, Greg, what are you going to knock out of my top 3 of my body sensations? I'll let you take out 1.
It's your top 3. I don't need to.
If we're going to have a JRVP top 3.
Oh. I think the shitting, I don't really, I get it, but, I'm a more efficient guy. I'm in and out all, I famously have said I can sleep or shit basically at any time if you give me like a few minutes. I just have that super.
This is why you got to watch the YouTube. You got to see the crazy shit Gregg pulls. It's unbelievable. He's just like, it's like, wow, did you just fall asleep and shit yourself? on camera. That's incredible, Greg. That personal trainer is really paying off. Hey, look, guys, life is beautiful, and there's all kinds of things that feel good. It's like, some people like the plug going up there, some people like taking it out. But they're both good feelings. Which one's better? I don't know. It's yin and yang. But if you talk to my mom, talk to my dad, it's gonna be orgasm and peeing and pooping.
Okay. I'll accept it. That feeling maybe a couple hours after you've done a good workout, whatever. That's a good feeling too.
Endorphins, yeah, an endorphin rush is good. Like that feeling you get like when you do a good yoga stretch, you get in a little pigeon pose and your hips open up. That's a great feeling. Listen, life is full of great feelings. Aaron, what was it like seeing your child being born?
It was awesome.
But you wouldn't put it in the top 3?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I had a real sensation about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably my wife probably had more of a sensation.
Yeah, and she didn't like it.
No, it didn't seem like it.
No.
Yeah, it was terrible. I don't know. People go crazy about the whole baby being born. It's like, Emika was a mess. It was a total disaster at that moment. It's hard to enjoy it too much.
I heard that if the woman knows what she's doing, it's easy. Like I've heard if the woman's not like a fucking dodo bird, then it's simple. Then it's pain-free and it's easy. As long as the woman's not like a half a maroon. Is that true?
Yeah, that was.
Is that? Email us and let us know what you think about that.
It's like, oh yeah, that was the most beautiful moment of my life. My wife in the entire room was like bloody and she was miserable and in terrible pain. It's like, how is that the best moment of your life? I
can see it.
All right, next question from Bailey, Anthony, and Greg. I just rewatched Fire in the Maternity Ward. I'm curious.
Oh wait. Sorry. We gotta do a bit. So, Anthony, Greg, tell me. Be like, Anthony. I heard your wife went into labor last night.
Anthony, I heard your wife went into labor last night.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was there. Best day of my life. I have never felt true happiness the way that I do today.
Just seeing your little boy born, that just did it for you.
Oh no, they both died. It could not have gone worse, but I'm still handing out cigars. I got all these cigars. I don't know what to do with them, but best day of my life. It was amazing. You want to see a picture?
All right, we've got we've got your clip for Instagram this week. All right, Bailey asked about she rewatched Fire in the Maternity Ward. Curious about your act when talking about murder suicide, aka the best suicide. You seemingly broke character and got a laugh at. Was this planned or was this a genuine break? I'll get to the crowd work part after that if you want.
It's a good question. It's a little of both. It's usually when I try very hard not to laugh during my act at all. I'll laugh at the audience sometimes, but to my own jokes, I'm like, no, keep it together for entertainment purposes. Right now in my act, in my hour, there are 2 places where I keep laughing, where I'm trying to hold it together and I can't. And I don't do it every time, but I do it most of the time, where it kind of like, it happens so much that you end up, it becomes kind of a plan, but it's only planned because I can't help myself. I laughed every time. I would say murder-suicide. Excuse me. I would say murder-suicide so many times during that bit, and I felt the audience getting more and more uncomfortable every time because they're like, okay, he's over it now. And I would go back into it, and they're like, oh, more of this? That the last time I did it, it always made me laugh because I knew they really thought it was over. And so it would crack me up. So yeah, it is natural and it is planned at the same time. And I wonder, like right now, this thing in my act, these 2 jokes where I laugh, it might not be in there when I do the special. I might get over it. But as of now, I'm like, if I don't laugh, I don't laugh. But if I do, it's not a mistake, if you will.
I like it when you laugh at your own stuff, but
everyone does. But it has to be natural. If I just laughed on purpose, and I see comics who will laugh to get the audience to laugh, I get it. It's entertaining. I wouldn't begrudge them that. It's a tool in your toolbox. Aaron, toolbox. Am I saying that right? Toolbox. And I just don't do it. I'm like, you got to pull it out of me.
All right. Fernando asks, you wake up one day to find out that
Wait,
your
was there something
girlfriend...
else? Was there something else in that email?
Oh, yeah.
In the
It
question?
was about crowd work, but I feel like we've heard that before.
I don't like crowd work.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I can do it. People are good at it. Great. I went and saw Todd Berry do an hour of crowd work and loved it. But I think the clips are annoying, and I do not put a comedic premium on improvisation. If you say something in the moment, I don't think it's funnier because you said it in the moment and thought of it off the top of your head versus writing it down and having it be like great. So you can be great at crowd work, okay, but I get the trick. I see what you're doing. I know why it works, and I don't like the clips.
You're good
They're
at
weak.
improv, though. I mean,
Sure.
you're no Aaron, but...
No, I mean, no one's Aaron. Is that right, Aaron?
No one's me.
That's right.
Fernando has a good one for us. He says, you wake up one day to find out that your girlfriend or wife, has swapped bodies with your mom. The only way for them to swap back is for you to have sex with one of them. Would you have sex with your girlfriend in your mother's body or with your mother in your girlfriend or wife's body? It happened to me, and I don't know what to do. I need advice, says Fernando.
Greg, I'm so glad you came to us. I think it's funny that you would email us and just be still like it's like the mom and the girlfriend are sitting in a room waiting for you to choose, and you're just like refreshing iTunes podcast. So you can either have sex with your girlfriend's body, but your mom's inside of it, or your mom's body, but your girlfriend's inside of it.
Yeah.
Greg, you seem like you're ready to go. What do you think?
Well, it's unfortunate, this whole situation. I frankly, I'm not even sure it's scientifically possible. But I think you got to go with the wife inside the mom's body. Because you can talk it out. Like you can, if you want to keep the girlfriend, why are you laughing so hard? If you want to keep your wife or girlfriend, you're going to talk to her. She's inside the mom's body. And you got to let her choose ultimately. So if she says, go have sex with the other body, I guess that's one thing. But I think she's going to be like, have sex with me in this body. I don't want you having sex with the other body.
You think you think your wife is going to want you to have sex with your mom's body?
Well, you got to choose one of the two. It's pretty messed. I feel like long term they both have repercussions that could last forever. But I feel like they would be worse to have sex with your wife's body, but it's your mom that's like there. Like if you knew that and you're talking about it, it's messed up.
I love how you thought this was the obvious choice. What you did. I love.
It wasn't.
All of it.
I'm saying I want to ask Emeka first in this case what she thinks, but I think that's more logical.
Get Emeka in here and get her on camera right now. roll her out of bed and find out whose body she'd want you to have sex with.
I'm so happy she stopped listening to JRVP lately, although she does a little bit.
But this is a different question for Greg to answer versus me or Aaron, because Aaron, have you ever met Greg's mom or his wife, Emeka?
No, I have not.
Exact same body. Exact same body. Same haircut, different. I mean, the obviously the face, nothing similar at all, but when they're wearing their eyeglasses, you cannot tell them apart. So it's not that hard for Greg. Aaron, what would you do? Would you have sex with your mom in your wife's body or your wife in your mom's body?
I feel like I gotta go my mom and my wife's body, because if the switch is instantaneous, at least she's there at the end.
That's a great point. What if the switch is instantaneous?
That's a technicality. You're cheating. I didn't know that.
No, I mean, like, it's not instantaneous. I mean, you still have to, like...
I want to answer the question again. I take it back.
It's all awful.
Well, yeah, it's all awful. What made me laugh so hard was Greg's total confidence. I'm like, here's what you got to do. I'll tell you what I'm doing. All right, if it's between Liz and my mom, okay, three-way. It's the perfect opportunity to bring it all together, get it all under one tent, if you will, and then it doesn't matter when the switch happens. We're all happening. We're all doing a good job. But I'll tell you what I would never do. They're going to stay in different bodies for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, that is an option.
Versus me having sex with my mom's body. I don't give a fuck who's behind the eyes. It's your mom's body.
Yeah.
For shame, Gregg. For shame. But congratulations, Debbie. It must be nice to know that you raised a good son and that he loves you and that he would absolutely have sex with you if you just told him for a second, hey, I'm Emeka now.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hey, Greggie, I'm your wife now. Let's go for number 3. Oh, and that was Email Corner. Diamonds around the world unite.
And that was Email Corner. Diamonds around the world unite. Diamonds around the world unite.
That was an all-timer question. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you. And now it's time for
Ad copy.
So you mentioned one of your favorite sensations in the world is sitting on the toilet and dropping a deuce. But if you want to make that sensation even better, Tushy is here. Because you can clean up afterwards in the most refreshing, excellent way. Tushy Bidets cleans your bum 2 times better than wiping. It prevents those particles from spreading to your hands and everything you touch. It's very easy. We had the Tushy sent to us. You put it on, you set it up. It's way easier than I thought it would be. The Hello Tushy Bidet is the least intimidating butt washer on the planet. It comes in at under $100.
You know who's the most
on your existing toilet in less than 8 minutes.
You know what's the most intimidating butt washer?
What?
Aaron?
Me.
I know what they mean, though, by intimidating. Like, the Japanese toilets are great, but it's all this stuff. It's crazy buttons. They can do all this. This is more like you're just starting out on bidets, and you're getting clean, and it's easy. Like they said, you can set it up in under 10 minutes. It doesn't cost a lot. It cuts down your toilet paper use by 80%, so that saves money in the long run, too. And paper waste pays for itself.
It's true. And again, it is very few buttons. It's not like the Japanese toilet. Anyone can do it. It's like a kind of an 8-bit Nintendo of bidets. I love it. Again, I've got 3 for all of my toilets.
You just sit, you poop, and you turn the knob for the most pristine bum of your life without any hand to hiney contact.
Wait, you sit, you poop, and then you... Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you also, like, there's no electricity. There's no plumber that you need to come and install it. It's very easy. It also comes with a 60-day risk-free guarantee. So if you haven't had a bidet before, you can try it out. You have a 12-month warranty, 100,000 5-star reviews. Go to hellotushy.com/JRVP and use the promo code JRVP. You get 10% off plus free shipping on your first bidet order. That's hellotushy.com/JRVP for 10% off. We sold a lot of Tushies. Keep it coming. hellotushy.com/JRVP. Factor's back. During the prime spring season, you need wholesome, convenient meals that can energize you for the more active days. It's warmer days. And Factor is the #1 ready-to-eat meal kit in the country.
You know, now that you're working out, Gregg, now you got the personal trainer, you put Factor meals into that routine, you're going to be super cut. You're going to look like Aaron's mom in a little bit.
Yeah, it's healthier. They're ready in 2 minutes, so they're not frozen. They're calorie conscious. They're dietitian approved calorie smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving. I've enjoyed them. There's over 30 plus chef prepared different options. There's different add-ons too. If you're not like feeling like exactly what they have, you can kind of customize it. You have breakfast items like potato, bacon, and egg breakfast skillet. You have the shakes. I really like the shake. I mentioned it last time. I feel like they could just be a shake company totally separately, and I would just be buying the hell out of their shakes. It's cheaper than restaurant delivery. Takes just 2 minutes, and they deliver it to your door. They also have clean eating without the hassle. and just choose your meals. Enjoy the fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door in just 2 minutes. We enjoyed it. They sent us our Factor meals. I need it for when the family's going to be gone in Japan this summer. Hook me up with some more Factor. Head to factormeals.com/JRVP50 and use the code JRVP50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code JRVP50 at factormeals.com/JRVP50 to get 50% off your first box. Again, factormeals.com/JRVP50.
And that was
Ad copy.
Let's get to headlines.
Let's get the headlines. Let's get the headlines. Let's get the headlines.
All right, here's a headline I sent to you. I didn't necessarily think you'd pick it. But it just seemed both silly and sad. So I thought you'd be interested. It's about former NFL and baseball legend Bo Jackson, who revealed recently he's had the hiccups for nearly a year.
I mean, when you send me a story during the week, I assume it means I want to talk about this. You so rarely send these to me that I'm like, okay, it's in. We're doing it.
I sent 3 this week. You picked 2. So you did skip 1.
I did?
I think.
I thought you just sent 2.
I think I sent 1 straight to your assistant. That's why.
This is terrifying to me. Having like one of these things going on in your body that you can never stop. No one knows why it's happening, what's going on. My opener this weekend in Buffalo, Dina Hashem, a friend of mine, has had hiccups for her like entire life. She had always had hiccups when she was a teenager or something, or kid. Went to the doctor and they're like, we don't know. Like, does it hurt? And she was like, no. And they're like, all right. And now she just hiccups all the time. It's not like she's like talking and always, but she'll just be sitting there and it'll just be like, and you're like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I just always have the hiccups. That would suck. That Bo Jackson having it for nearly a year. This guy, Bo Jackson's a stoic dude. Bo Jackson's not complaining. Bo Jackson's not whining about anything. I mean, he could, I'm surprised when he got injured in the NFL that he took a play off. When it ended his career, he could have just gotten up and just tried to keep running. He's a fucking bad dude. So I wonder how long this had to happen before he was like, I'm going to tell people. I'm going to tell the entire world that I have the hiccups and I can't get rid of them. Because it must fucking just be horrible.
Yeah, he was at some charity golf event just doing like a radio interview to promote the charity. And it just came up, I think because he hiccuped during the interview. And then he's like, yeah, I've and then they just started talking about that the whole time. He was about to have a procedure. He didn't know if it was going to work. There's different procedures you can try. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. He said he's done everything. Hang upside down, scared, tried to scare it out of him, drink water, smell the ass of a porcupine. It doesn't work.
What do you do to try to scare Bo Jackson? What could ever scare that person?
Smelling the ass of a porcupine, maybe?
No, that's pleasant. Aaron, what does the ass of a porcupine smell like?
It's about the same as a gerbil.
Okay. It's not like wet wood chips?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I would think maybe what's the worst thing could happen to Bo Jackson? I would guess, and Gregg, this is right up your alley. I would think the worst thing that Bo Jackson could suffer would be being in a room with Deion Sanders. Do you think that's? Do you think I'm wrong in any way?
I mean, what about Bo Jackson would make that unique, or is that just like the worst thing almost anyone can do is be in a room with Deion Sanders? I
think it's tough for a lot of people. I love Deion. I would love to be in a room with Deion Sanders and not play for him in any way. But I would think Bo Jackson, he would be like, oh, 2 sport athletes. Me and you, right? We're the same. And Bo Jackson, there's no way he thinks him and Deion are the same. That I would think that would be pure hell for him.
He thinks he's a bigger badass than Deion?
Yeah, and I think he thinks that Deion's like, a prima donna. Bo Jackson was never a prima donna. That I would think that he hates Deion. I would think they hate each other because if they didn't hate each other, there would be pictures of them together all the time. They would sell sports cards with their pictures on it, being like, are the two sport athletes? But you've never seen them together. That I guarantee Bo Jackson hates him. That if you wanted to get rid of those hiccups, just have Deion Sanders move into their home.
I was fascinated by this. I guess this happens often. Yeah, it happens to your friend Dina, who I really enjoyed. I saw her open for you I remember we met at
Largo?
no, the San Francisco, Chowder Fest. What was that place called?
Oh,
Clusterfest.
She was there?
She was there.
Yeah, I kind of remember that now. Okay, Greg, let's say to get rid of Bo Jackson's hiccups, would you rather have sex with your mom in your wife's body
No.
or your wife in your mom's body? And then Bo
I'm not
Jackson's
gonna
hiccups
do
are gone.
any of
You
it.
got to pick one.
I'm not.
Okay,
I stepped into this last time.
Let's go back to this
I'm not doing
again.
it.
What if you're going to have sex with your mom in your wife's body? Okay? So you've had sex with your wife before, obviously. So your mom. This is a first for your mom. Do you try to talk her into anal? Because you could be like, "This is how we do it every time." What's your problem? And it might be the last time you get to have anal sex with your wife's body. Do you go for it?
None of the above.
Gregg nodded yes, and then said, realized what was happening, and said none of the above. Okay.
Well, yeah, I know Debbie doesn't watch the YouTube, so I can kind of pull a fast one on her. I've never wanted my mom to listen to an episode less than this one. This is now number one.
So you would describe having anal sex with your mom as pulling a fast one on her?
The longest recorded case of the hiccups happened to a man named Charles Osborne, who reportedly had them for 68 years straight.
Eat some peanut butter? I don't know. I would think you just never talk about it and pretend you're mute and you can't speak. That's what I would do.
But you can get it. You can try to get it fixed. There's like anti-inflammatories they try. There's a couple different procedures where they implant a device that sends electric impulses to the vagus nerve. I don't know what that is, but
the vagus nerve?
fun.
Aaron, what's the vagus nerve? Is it what I think it is?
Pretty sure it's where my daughter came out of.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Do you laugh at Bo Jackson? Now that you know, because if you're talking to Bo Jackson and he hiccups, you're not thinking anything of it. You're just thinking, oh, he got hiccups all of a sudden. And now that you know he's had them for a year, would you laugh at him if he was talking to you and he hiccuped?
No, because it's like a thing that's like slowly ruining his life. That seems terrible to laugh.
I would laugh
at.
right in his face.
It's like a disability.
I would laugh right in his stupid Bo Jackson face. That's for not going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You piece of shit. Prime time. Here's a good one.
Yeah, this was the most emailed headline of the week, including from Emeka. She sent me this one. It was about a Utah mom who had recently written a kid's book about dealing with grief. She was on the Today Show promoting this book earlier this year, and was eventually charged with that same husband's murder.
Now, how do they say she killed him?
They killed. I mean, they've got very strong evidence that she poisoned him with a lethal dose of fentanyl that she served inside a Moscow mule that she served him like at dinner time or after dinner.
I mean, it takes a long time to write a book and get it published and promote it and all that stuff. And that was a year ago.
Yeah.
So this guy died how many years ago?
Like a year and a half ago. And then she had that book. It went out. She was on it on the Today Show. I don't know when it was, but it might have been like 6 months ago or something. But yeah, she like made the rounds with this book. It was called Are You With Me? And it was for children who had lost people like their husband, like her husband, and it was dedicated to her husband, and it was pretty successful.
I mean, I just don't know why it took so long to discover that a guy drinking a fucking Moscow Mule would have a fentanyl overdose, you know? And the wife would be inspired by this to write a children's book. How many kids does she have? She has 2 kids?
She has 3 sons, I think. They were all home at the time of this happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's not loud. You can just put the fentanyl in the Moscow Mule. That's if your wife makes you a Moscow Mule, you're going to die. That's the kind of drink that you're making to poison someone, for sure. How old is this woman?
I could find out. She looked like she was in her 30s, like mid-30s or something.
Okay. Did she have a job or she just wrote this book? Because the idea of when the woman gets like too excited, when they're like too hype, Remember that chick who killed her boyfriend on like a camping trip? And they found out because she went and sang she went to karaoke like the next night and like sang some song, like it was like some like female empowerment song. And they're like, something's weird. And they figured out she killed him. She like unplugged his boat. That was a thing. Right, Aaron?
That was a thing.
That was a thing. Like emails. How's the book? I want to know if it's a good book. Aaron, have you read this one?
I have not read this one.
Is it like it's on the pile?
Sure.
I mean, it's a children's book. It's like a 40-page kind of picture book, like I said, which was dedicated to her husband. It's called "Are You With Me?" and sort of is about how the father like lives on through the kids. They look quite young, actually. I might have been 33 years old when she was arrested. The murder happened last March, and so she got that book out pretty soon. She might have had that shit ready. Yeah. I mean, the publishing industry is hard. Like, it's hard to break through. And maybe she thought this was the only way that she could get published, is to kill her husband and then write a kid's book about it.
It certainly helps. It certainly helps. I think that I like when the cops do things like this. Did you ever see that? It was like I think it was Japanese baseball, may have been Korean baseball, where a guy hits what looks like a home run and the outfielder jumps over the wall, and from his reaction, it looks like everyone thinks it's a home run. Everyone. The guy's circling the bases, the fans are cheering, and the guy runs like halfway in and then throws the ball. And like fuck you, I know you all think you had a home run. You did not. That's what the cops did here. Is they let her write a book. They let her go around like talking about the book, and then we're like, we know you did it. We know it was fentanyl. Like, it's you. It's either you or one of your 3 kids. You did this. That I like, let them think they got away with it. It's more of like the mental game, the cat and mouse. I think cops should be like, oh yeah, we will never find out who did this. Just kidding, it's you. You're going to jail. Does the book do better or worse now? Do you think more people buy this book now hearing about it? Or you think it's like, you can't pay attention, she killed him?
It's off Amazon. I mean, I don't know if it's in bookstores, but Amazon took it down now. They're not selling it. I would think it would help the book sales.
Yeah, I would. Why would Amazon take it down? It's not like it's immoral. I mean, you don't want someone profiting off the death, but it's not like she's like, here's how to kill your husband. I think it might be a more helpful book. And if I lost someone and someone gave me a book and they were like, this is from a woman who killed her husband, I would like the book more.
So the details of it are wild. She got some other drugs. I forget what it was. But they have records of her texting and buying these other drugs and trying to poison him after a Valentine's Day dinner. And he actually told a friend and believed after this dinner, where he got like really sick but was okay, that his wife was trying to poison him. And then like 2 weeks later, she acquired 15 to 30 fentanyl pills. She actually texted the person that she asked an acquaintance for some of the Michael Jackson stuff. She wanted something a little stronger. That's what she said. And then 2 days after the fentanyl, 2 days after the fentanyl arrived, that's when she dropped it and actually did poison him. So he had an idea that he was getting poisoned, and yet he still drank that Moscow Mule, which is, at least it's a little bit his fault.
I think of that Winston Churchill quote, when the woman's like, if you were my husband, I'd poison your tea. And he's like, ma'am, if you were my wife, I would drink it. Like, he's like, thank God this is over. Thank God I'm done with this bitch and her bullshit Moscow Mules full of that Michael Jackson shit. Aaron, give me a hee-hee. Hee-hee. That was way better than mine. Greg, give me a hee-hee. Hee-hee. Whoa. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. That sounds like Greg just hit the Michael Jackson button. You guys are way more talented than me. I think it's my unwillingness to sleep with my mom's body, no matter who the consciousness was, that makes me less talented at giving the hee-hee. Hee-hee. And now it's time for...
Well, should I play music? No.
Ad copy.
Oh, summer's coming. You don't want to be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair.
Nope.
And if you grew some winter kind of man boobs. Maybe that's why I got that personal trainer. They were kind of popping up. The least you can do is try to make them hairless. It's time to get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code JRVP. There's so many different options. You got the performance package. You got the essential lawnmower to help you out downstairs. You got the Weed Whacker 2.0, which I would like to get, which is for the nose hairs. I could use a little help there. And then you got the beard trimmer, which we recently got, and I checked it out. I started using it. It's great. It's very easy compared to old school beard trimmers where you have to put different attachments on. This one, you just, do the circle. There's a button between half and 10. It's terrific. Did you try it out, Anthony?
I have. I've trimmed my own beard with it. Finally have a machine like this. And we talked to our friend the other day, a couple months ago. We had dinner with a friend, and he was saying he had 2 Manscapes, one for his downstairs and one for upstairs. Manscaped knew about this. They knew people were using Manscapes for things that weren't meant to be Manscaped. And now they have an all-in-one that you can do everything. And listen, you guys I'm not going to shave my chest. Don't shave your chest. But you want to trim that chest. Some hairs are longer than others. It looks weird. I do it. It's okay, guys. As long as you don't have sex with someone in your mom's body, everything is permissible. Everything is okay. That's why Manscaped made this new thing.
Inside the performance package, you'll also find the crop preserver, the ball deodorant, the ball toner. It's got it all. So you can kind of choose what you want. They got also the nail kit. I mean, that way I don't need to bite off my nails to stick them between my teeth. I can use the Manscaped Shears 2.0 male kit. They also have some boxers and the travel bag, which is thrown in terms of the performance package. It's all happening. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code JRVP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code JRVP at manscaped.com. Trim your chesticles with the besticles.
I'll just say this before we go. We're so glad to have Manscaped back. It's been like a year since we got to read a Manscaped ad. And if you're someone like Gregg, who is willing to lie down with his own mother's body, you want your body to be in the best shape possible. You want to be working out several times a week with a personal trainer. You want to be trimming your chesticles so that your mom has a good time.
I feel terrible about my family right now after Anthony talked about that, but you know what would make me feel better about it? Making it up to Emeka with some life insurance. A good life insurance plan can give you peace of mind. If something ever was to happen to me, my family would have a safety net to cover, rental payments. It could be mortgage, but we don't own a house. We live in Los Angeles. College costs, other expenses. And if you have coverage through work, a lot of times employer-sponsored life insurance is not enough to protect you and give you all the needs that your family needs. Policy Genius is there to help you get the right life insurance. It was built to modernize the life insurance industry. Their technology makes it easier to compare quotes from America's top insurers, just a few clicks to find the lowest price. So Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $25 a month for $1 million in coverage. Some options offer coverage in as little as a week and avoids unnecessary medical exams.
I mean, don't you just want to know that if something happens to you, that your mom's body is taken care of?
There are no added fees with Policy Genius. They have licensed agents who help you find your best fit. They don't have any incentive to pick one insurer over another. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Head to policygenius.com or click the link in the description that's with our podcast to get your free life insurance quote. See how much you could save. That's policygenius.com.
And that was
ad copy.
Let's get back to headlines.
Let's get back to headlines. Ooh, we run a loose ship here when Gregg's out of the house. The mice will play. What's our next headline?
I was waiting for some music. It's one of those unwritten rules you think that everyone knows until some dumbass breaks it. You never, ever wear a metal butt plug into an MRI machine.
Now, here's the thing about this story. We've talked about several MRI stories. So there was a guy a month or two ago who walked in with a gun, or I think was just in the room with an MRI machine, and the gun came out and went off. And metal in an MRI machine is no bueno. Aaron, what does that mean?
No good.
That's right.
So I know what happens, Anthony, when you wear the butt plug into the MRI machine. Do you want to explain what happens, or do you want me to?
Okay, let me do my best. After having glanced at the article days ago, there metal butt plugs. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing, a metal butt plug. I'm sure it is a thing.
Well, they're not. They say they're rubber, but they have a little core inside that's a little metal.
What you just did is called interrupting me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not your wife in your mom's body. Don't talk to me like that. Bury me with this episode. Bury me with this episode. So you think it's a rubber butt plug because it's rubber, but it's got a metal core. I don't know why it's got a metal core, but it does. And so this person wore a butt plug. Wearing a butt plug to your MRI, you should not do that. I don't care what you think it's made out of. People are looking at you. You're getting X-rays. It's like someone might just see it. Why can't you have 15 minutes without your butt plug? It shouldn't be that hard. But because it was a metal core and they assumed it was just rubber, it got sucked up into their body, and it was like basically getting shot up your butt, like with a gun.
Yeah.
Where it was like the butt plug became a bullet and went up into them, and someone had to pull them out and find it.
Into the chest. Yeah, basically going up. They said at the speed of sound. That doesn't sound right, but it goes up quickly and created major internal injuries. It was described in the guy did not die, but created major injuries. It was described in the memo as an anal railgun. So get your anal railgun.
Here's my impression of me with a metal butt plug in an MRI. All right, Greg, make the sound that like the MRI got turned on and I got shot up the butt.
Wait, I'm just making the sound?
Yeah. Ooh, that was fast. What was that, the speed of sound? That was so fast. Again, this is a situation where you hope it kills you. You are upset when you wake up and they explain what happened. You want to die in that MRI machine. There should be a button in an MRI machine that you hit and it just kills you. If there's something like this happens.
Why?
Because it's so embarrassing. You are that guy forever. Forever.
I can live with embarrassment. You're only getting one chance at this life. I'll like walk around with a sign around me that says like, "Yep, I'm the butt plug MRI guy." Plus, I said I would have sex with my wife in my mom's body.
ask my mom's body what it's like to wear a metal butt plug in an MRI. That's a good show. Maybe we'll get merch. Maybe we'll bring merch back. And this was a guy, correct? Not a woman?
Yeah.
Why can't you, like, if they tell you not to do, if the doctor's telling you not to wear a butt plug into something, don't wear that butt plug. Would I like to be wearing a butt plug 24/7? You betcha. But you got to take it out sometimes for safety purposes. No other purposes, but just safety. Just if I'm going through TSA, I'm not going to risk it. You know? Put it back on when you get through security. You're going to want it on the plane ride, obviously. But when you're getting to the airport, take a car to the airport, get out, get your ticket, check your bag, go into the bathroom, take out the plug, put it in your backpack, go through TSA, go to the next bathroom, put the butt plug back in. Why is that so hard?
It's what everyone does, right?
Yeah. That's Aaron. Is that what?
It's the only way to fly.
Thank you. If you got to have a butt plug in 24/7 like that, take the bus. Take the bus.
Last headline.
All right, the Brother of the Year race is over. I'm giving it to the 13-year-old in Michigan last week who saw his 8-year-old sister being abducted from his backyard and then hit the suspect in the head and the chest with a slingshot. Slingshots are back.
Slingshots have never gone away. Slingshots have always been cool. Was it like a homemade slingshot? Was it a Bart Simpson style? Or was it like because they have, when I was a kid, we went to a sporting goods store, me and my friends, and we bought like tactical slingshots. They were bad as fuck. It had a little wrist guard thing. It had like a handle you gripped and a wrist guard so you could like really pull it back. And it was a very like, the rubber thing was a professionally made, professional grade, whatever. And if you put a penny in this thing and pulled it back and let it rip, you could kill someone. Like, it was insane. And we rarely used them, but we all had them. They weren't that expensive. And I was much older than 8 years old. I was maybe 13, 14 years old. This thing was awesome. I wonder if it's still in my house somewhere.
The brother was 13.
The brother's 13.
The one who used it.
So,
Yeah.
And his sister was getting abducted?
Yeah, it's crazy. She was in the backyard and someone came out of the woods and like held her mouth and was taking her away.
It's a The Witch situation. They're trying to pull a witch. You know what I'm talking about, Aaron? You ever seen the movie The Witch?
Yeah, I have.
It's just like that. She tried to pull a witch, and Johnny Slingshot came out. For a 12-year-old boy, 13-year-old boy, this is the top thing you can do. You go to sleep dreaming about getting to use your slingshot for good. This guy never put down that slingshot. Carry it with you always. And that sister's she's on laundry duty. She's helping. He wants a sandwich. She's making the sandwich. He wants laundry done. She's doing the laundry. He saved her life and her maidenhood with a fucking slingshot. This is why when people talk about guns, you're weak. You're weak. Because all you need to keep the military from taking our homes, which is why everyone has guns, you need a slingshot. That's all I need anyway. Aaron, what do you have for protection?
I mean, I got a double slingshot.
Double slingshot?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Pull back 2 at the same time.
And they go in different directions?
They're kind of like parallel, right next to each other.
Okay. Homemade, or did you buy this?
Oh, you got to buy it.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Greg, what kind of slingshot? All right, you got to protect your family. What are you doing?
Well, I've got like, medium size, for an adult, but I also give the kid size slingshots, and we practice it every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's slingshot practice at 3 p.m.
And how do you practice? Is it targets? Or do you shoot at each other? Like to learn
No,
your
just
lesson?
like passersby. We like hide in the bushes and try to take out some pedestrians.
Mm-hmm. What we would do is we get the slingshot, load it up with a peanut M&M. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Pull it back as hard as you can, and then get like 3 inches from their mouth and fire it in there, just to show God you could do it. And this kid should run for fucking president. I would vote for him. Yeah. This dude's the man.
Yeah, the suspect did flee. But they found him nearby, and he had visible wounds on his head and his chest from the slingshot. Said he had gotten hit by it, and for some reason told the police that he was planning to like beat the girl. I don't even know what was going on there. I feel like we're missing some info here, but either way, Slingshot Boy is badass.
The guy was gonna live deliciously. That's what you do when you're in a witch situation. I like the idea of the guy trying to act casual 4 blocks away, bleeding from a slingshot wound. Like, what was he doing? Was he like just like examining the crosswalk? Was he like pretending to mow the lawn?
You find him hiding at a nearby gas station that he was like, I don't know. I think he like, I don't know how that works, hiding at a gas station, but that's how they describe it.
If I was going to kidnap a young girl out of her own backyard and I got hit by a slingshot, I would just drop the girl and go, "You got me." All right. You got me. Cuff it up. I'm good. Is that what you would do, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought. And now it's time for
Choo-choo!
Recommendation Station. Greg, whose body are you going to recommend today?
I'm not recommending that. I regret what happened earlier in this episode so hard. But I do not regret reading The Pale View of the Hills by Kazuo Ishiguro. So that's my recommendation this week. I feel like I got a bunch of books I've kind of caught up, but this one's going to the top because it's the one I've enjoyed the most lately. I've read a lot of Ishiguro's book. You've heard of him,
Yes.
Anthony, British writer. He wrote Remains of the Day. I think I've read like 5 or 6 of his books now. And other than Remains of the Day, this might be my favorite. And it's his very first book. And you can see it was almost a warm-up for Remains of the Day. I'm not going to say that Ishiguro has a trick, but he always has kind of unreliable narrators. That's his thing. And you kind of learn as the book goes on the way that they are. So like that part's not a surprise, but it's set in post-war Japan. He's British, but set in post-war Japan in this kind of strange relationship that this mom or pregnant woman has with like a neighbor who appears to be on the edges of society, we'll say, and you learn more about that relationship as it goes. But it's quick. It's such a fast read. It's sort of haunting. It's great. If you like Ishiguro at all, and I like a lot of his books, this was one of my favorite. It's his first one. It's called Pale View of the Hills. It was a banger, like 170 pages.
Oh, cool. I've read Never Let Me Go. I think it's the only one I've read of his. I love that, like but I haven't read the other ones. And there was one I tried to pick up, his like latest one that I hated. I couldn't do it.
Clara and the Sun?
Yeah, couldn't do it.
I like that one. Not as much as some of the older ones. When We Were Orphans is another good one. But this one, like I said, it's right there, a little south of Remains of the Day is my favorite.
Okay. So, and say the name again?
Pale View of the Hills by Kazuo Ishiguro.
Okay, I'm recommending, speaking about bangers, I found out about this book like 2 months ago. And as soon as I did, I called people and I was like, I need an advance copy stat. And I got my hands on one. This book came out today. I got it last week. People who know, I've talked about influences. A couple weeks ago, I was talking about Jack Handy, biggest influence. Second biggest influence, like 1 and like 1A, Stephen Wright. Stephen Wright has not put out a special in a long time. People don't think of him as the stand-up comedian anymore, but when I was a kid, he was the guy. Stephen Wright is my favorite stand-up comedian.
I have to interrupt you for a second. I don't want to disrupt you. I probably should have just left. But I've gotten a text that Ellis is currently locked out of the house right now, so I need to go let her in.
Okay, well, we'll finish this without you. I'm going to talk about it.
Okay.
Anyway, the book is called Harold by Stephen Wright. Take care. You got to read this book. It's called Harold, Harold, by Stephen Wright. And it's about like a 7-year-old and maybe a 10-year-old boy. I think it's like, I want to say it's a kid who's like smarter than he has any right to be. Just a precocious young kid, and it's just his daydreams. He can't keep a head straight in class and pay attention to what the teacher's saying. So he just daydreams, and every time he has like a little bird flies through his head, a little rectangle in his head where a bird flies through, and each one's a different thought. So it's basically Stephen Wright doing stand-up for hundreds of pages. It's a great book. It all takes place in one day. I think you can read it in one sitting, maybe 2 sittings. But Stephen Wright is the greatest comedian of all time, and you should read his novel. And again, Aaron was producing the podcast where Bill Burr interviewed Stephen Wright. Yep. I got to listen to that. I downloaded it. I have to listen. But Stephen Wright said he wrote the entire novel on his phone.
Yeah, he started writing it on Twitter, 140 characters at a time, and then just when he stopped doing it on Twitter, he continued to do it on his phone.
Yeah, there's no real plot. It's just get in the mind of Stephen Wright. You will not regret it. What's up, Ellis? I like your glasses.
I'm letting Ellis in. She doesn't want to talk, but
you don't have to talk.
She was locked out of the house, so the plan almost worked. She got Walker to her baseball practice, but then she was locked out of the house.
It's okay. I was recommending Harold by Stephen Wright. You should read it, Gregg. Stephen Wright, greatest comic. You got to read his novel. You got to check it out. And Aaron, you want to recommend anything?
I don't have a recommendation, but I did find audio of Emeka in Gregg's mom's body.
What do you think, Gregg?
I have nothing to say to that. I don't appreciate it.
You know, only one person can get us out of this one. Debbie, do your thing.
Whoa, Nelly Furtado. That's a spicy meatball. Is that okay, Greggie?